Hello, everyone. You are live with Johnathan Maness, aka the One Leg Bandit, and I'm just so happy to be here today. I've been here with Arise before, but things are coming together so beautifully. We've done trials, we've done things that we need to update everybody on out there. This product is one that helps not only the patient, but it helps the nurses in the field out there with pressure ulcers and changing and making sure you meet your Q2 solution protocols. So, I just am very excited about this because Maness Veteran Medical is always about bringing the cutting edge technology to the VA and doing it very, very quickly. And we're very proud to announce that we have already been awarded a DAPA contract for this product, and it is definitely taking the market by storm. We're doing very, very well with it. If anyone needs this product, of course, email me at theonelegbandit@manessveteranmedical.com. If you need a quote, email me at quotes@manessveteranmedical.com. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring in the Arise Medical team. Hold on one second. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Thank you so much for your time today. I'm just so thankful that you're here to share this message and to introduce the Q2 to everyone. So let's start first with Charlene. This is your outstanding baby. Please tell the world about the Q2 solution.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. We're product to you. It's been 6 years in the making, and the reason that I invented this product is because nurses, we've got your back. We're going to take care of you. As a nurse for 30 years, as a hospice and wound care nurse, turning and changing by myself, it's very, very strenuous, and I could not believe that we didn't have a product in today's world that could actually alleviate pressure ulcers and nursing injuries. This is the first time in history we've put two things together, because pressure ulcers are preventative. The nurse just has to be able to get to the patient. And our Q2 protocol, it's every 2 hours, turn and change a patient, and it's nearly impossible with what's out there right now to be able to do that. With our product, it takes half the time to turn and change a patient. And so our goal is to be able to prevent nursing injuries and prevent pressure ulcers. And we're so excited to be able to show you what this does. And you're just going to be in awe as soon as you see it.
Well, Charlene, thank you so much for inventing this product and putting it together. I mean, people's minds are about to be blown, but right now I want to go ahead and bring in Tim Witzig from Standard Fiber. He is the manufacturer of the product. And please just tell everyone about your role in this, Tim, and what you see in the future.
Great. Thanks, Jonathan. And Standard Fiber is the exclusive distributor for Charlene's product that she just outlined. We're really pleased to bring this product to life. We are the silent partner in this whole arrangement. We bolt on our sourcing and manufacture capability to the Arise program. The key part of this is just so that you know that we're going to deliver a quality product. We're going to deliver it on time. And we have a strong engine behind the Arise program. What our role is in this is that we are the sourcing, manufacturing, and logistics partner for everything that Arise did. We bolted on with Charlene in 2020. We really thought that this product had a lot of life and we can accelerate the Arise company, and we're bringing that to you today. So you won't hear much around Standard Fiber because we're the silent partner. We're the Arise sourcing engine, and we're really pleased to be on this broadcast with you.
Well, I'm so thankful to have you here, Tim, and we really appreciate all the love that you put in this. I know you believe in this product, and we know what this product is doing for the nurses and for the VA and for the veterans out there. I mean, it's already been proven, and we're going to go through that, but we just appreciate your firepower behind everything. It will be manufactured there in Las Vegas, so it meets everything, all the requirements that it takes for the DoD and for the VA, and we really appreciate you making that happen and making that happen very, very quickly.
Pleasure working with you, Jonathan. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. And now we're going to go ahead and bring in Janet. Janet, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself. Make sure you unmute your mic and talk to us a little bit and let us know what's going on. All right, Janet, I think you're still muted. We'll switch over here to Charlene here and let her tell a little bit more about the story until we get you unmuted, okay?
Hi. What Janet was saying was that even as a tall, strong person, it's still so difficult to actually turn and change a patient. And with this new product, there is no lifting, there is no pulling, there is no pushback. It is simple 1, 2, 3. You turn, attach, and tear, and you're done. So see if you can be off of mute now.
Okay, go ahead and yourself.
All right, Janet, go ahead.
So I was saying that I was a nurse for 25 years. We have feedback, I think, with this. Okay. It's not working. I'm going to mute you. Put your mic on.
Okay.
All right, Charlene, just go ahead and we'll pick it back up here. It's okay. Just a little technical difficulty. No problem. Just, come on over, Janet.
I'm just going to let Janet come in here.
No problem. Sorry about that. We'll just play musical chairs.
That's
and
fine.
So I just wanted to say that I was a nurse for 25 years and I really burned out. And part of the burnout was just that when you're a tall and strong nurse, you get called on a lot of times to do all the lifting and the turning and helping with this. And when you're doing that all the time, all shift long, it just wears you out. It just makes you so tired, and your muscles, your back starts hurting. 93% of nurses end up registering an injury in the process of their career. So this product that Charlene has developed, are you ready for me to hold it up yet, Johnathan?
Absolutely. Go right ahead.
Perfect. So yeah, we're talking about it. It's good to let everybody see what it is that we're talking about. So what we have here is the Q2 solution. And this indeed is an amazing solution for what we're going to do to help patients be more comfortable, to eliminate patient injuries and nursing injuries. So it's a pad with a, go ahead and bring it over to this side, and you can see it has a strap on each side, an extending support. We don't call them straps, an extending support. And then when the patient is laying on the pad, this is a completely absorbent pad, holds up to over 1,000 cc's. Then the patient, if they need to be turned, can be rolled onto their side. You put a patient on their side and you roll turn them on their side, and you put that through the side rail. It velcros over against itself. It velcros over against itself, and it holds the patient. It's very, very secure. And when they try to turn, they can't fall out. And it's very comfortable. And then the nurse just has to tear off at the perforation here and expose the back side of the patient where they can do the cares that they need to do and wrap it up and put a new one in. And the patient is very comfortable. They feel very secure. It's it's a life changer. The nurse's back doesn't hurt. The patient feels more comfortable. It's just amazing.
I tell you, the first time I saw it, I got chills, and I know you get the same feeling every time you show these nurses this outstanding product. And the cool thing about this that, we probably can't demonstrate right here, but you can literally pour a gallon of water on this thing. It seems like it soaks it up dry immediately. It doesn't bunch up, and it doesn't create those pressure sores by bunching up the way a diaper does. Imagine a baby carrying around a full diaper and it's swelled up. It doesn't do that. It just dries it very nice, very flat, and it just captures all that moisture and doesn't create the sores. And that's what you're seeing, correct, Janet?
Exactly. It's a soft gel in the inside, and it's almost like you would lay on a water bed. It's just that soft. It just doesn't. Okay. We're gonna demonstrate how this works. We're just gonna show you how a glass of water poured right on the pad just absorbs right up. Okay.
Now, what's cool here, everybody, just watch this. It takes about 30 seconds. And imagine, the uses of this, but it takes 20, 30 seconds, and then they'll hold it up here and show you that it is just completely dry. It's just a little, it's like it shows an area where there was some moisture, but it's gone.
Yep. Okay, and so when you put your hand on it, it's just, when it's absorbed in there, it just turns into this beautiful gel, and you put your hand on it and you can't even feel wet when you lift your hand up.
Hold it up, please, Janet. Thank you.
We're in the wrong spot here a little bit.
There we go.
So yeah, you can see how the wet spot's there, and it's just, it wicks it away, it draws the moisture away, and against the patient's skin, it feels very dry.
Well, thank you very much for that demonstration. We're going to come back and have a huge conversation about the trials and what you've already seen out there. But right now, I'd like to go ahead and bring in Brian Gladden. He's got a lot of details and facts about what we found out so far and how we're changing the world with this product. Hey, Brian.
Hey, John. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. And,
hey, I appreciate you for being here. Thank you.
Absolutely. So we're going to, in just a second, show a quick video so folks can see it actually working, and then actually hear from some real nurses. We've done some trials just recently. And just a couple of quick facts on the Charlene and Janet talking about, Tim, this big problem. Some of the things that will blow your mind out there is more people die from pressure ulcers every year than auto accidents. 60,000 people a year just in the US die from pressure ulcers. That's more than auto accidents. And even worse, this one is crazy. More people, there's cancer, all types of cancer except lung cancer. More people die from pressure ulcers than all types of cancer except lung cancer. And you're like, wow, how can that be? How can there, all these things we're looking at to save people from cancer, which is awesome, but more people die from pressure ulcers. And it's one of these biggest myths and things that no one talks about, because it's just this dirty little secret that we can't really fix it because there's never been a solution. You have turning systems, and then you have incontinence pads, and you have the nurse who has to figure out how to turn someone over and change them, and that's where they get injured. That's where pressure ulcers start, and they just don't have the time to do it. This is the first product bringing them both together: nurses, pressure injuries, and saving people time so they can actually get it done and turn people over. So I'm going to play a quick little video now so folks can actually see it. I'm going to share my screen.
Begin with washing your hands and applying a pair of disposable gloves and any other PPE required for the patient's care. Raise the bed to a comfortable height and make sure the Q2 extending supports are loosely hanging off each side of the bed. Roll the patient towards yourself with the side rails up and reach for the Q2's extending support on the opposite side of the bed. Bring the extending support over the patient and loop through the side rail closest to you using the hook and loop system. It should be attached securely, allowing the patient to remain comfortable in this position. Walk to the other side of the patient's bed once the patient's safety is verified. Remove the tearaway window by pulling gently on the tabs labeled "Pull Here" to reveal the patient's backside for wound, skin, or pericare. If necessary, fold the soiled pad over on itself to cover the contaminated area. After completing the necessary care and cleaning, place a fresh Q2 behind the patient with the extending supports towards the head of the bed. Make sure the window section of the Q2 is centered behind the patient's buttocks. Smooth the Q2 out behind the patient while tucking the excess material close to the patient so they can roll back easily and comfortably. Walk to the other side of the bed and release the extending support that is assisting the patient to lay on their side, and allow the patient to roll back and towards the opposite side. Remove the soiled Q2 by rolling the soiled area to the inside and smooth out the clean Q2 behind the patient. Now reposition the patient for comfort and dispose of the soiled Q2 and any other PPE in an appropriate receptacle. Remember to wash your hands following each procedure.
All right. So thank you guys very much for taking time to look at that. And John, we have the testimonials from the nurses as well. We just did a recent trial, 3 weeks at one of the largest nonprofit health systems, hospital chains in the country. And this is very significant because the nurses all pretty much said that this was either a help for them personally from their saving their backs and injuries, as well as patient satisfaction, and most importantly, reducing pressure ulcers. So we'll show some of this testimonials right now so you can actually hear from the people using this.
So yeah, no, I've been testing the Q2 for a couple weeks now. I really like it.
This thing is the lifesaver. So this is the money. This is the money shot right here. How great that is. Because we have patients that up to probably 200 pounds still can hold it, and even when they push back, it doesn't break. So the patients love the fact that when we turn them, we're hands-free. And I've been told that these things are sharp daggers, right? So especially the older, fragile ones, when you turn them and you have to hold them, right? Typically, these 5 fingers, 10 fingers are gonna, at some point, gonna be on a pressure point.
I feel more secure that the patient is anchored nicely, and it gives me that access.
And of course, it saves your back. So a lot of times we have patients who are cognitively, they not with it. So they instantly want to push back. You roll them this way, they push back. That blows your back out. As soon as you're doing that, it twists it, and I can tell you I got back.
It's saving some stress on our backs, and that is huge. I mean, because when you talk about a career cumulative stress, that I think, over the years, to take that much pressure off my spine is going to be really great. I feel the difference while I'm doing it, because, more than anything, it's like, oh, good, I'm not straining.
It helped me a lot in positioning the patient. It's more convenient because it's accessible and easy to roll it, and then at the same time it holds the bigger part of the body, which is somewhere on the hip, and that's a big part, especially if you're by yourself and no help from here.
Now you have them almost 90%. So then if we're not using pillows, we can actually use wedges. So once you put the wedges in there and you loosen that up, now they're properly turned. Not just, hey, someone lifts it, shoves a pillow under there, right? And all you're doing is pillowing the bottom.
Anything that helps nurses do their turns efficiently is going to help, because doing the turns is what protects the skin. Good wound care, just constant vigilance, and anything that makes our jobs easier to do that is definitely gonna result in fewer pressure ulcers.
So if your hospital is not using them, the Q2 is the way to go. I'm not a paid consultant. I get paid well enough as a nurse. So I hope that Dignity Health buys them and puts them on every single floor, because we need them at every single floor.
I tell you, that right there speaks volumes, doesn't it, Brian?
Yeah, that's the key, is the nurses using it and helping the patients with better patient outcomes.
Well, what I want to do right now, if it's all right, Brian, I want to bring everybody back in. Let's talk a little bit about the trials together, and what's on the horizon for Arise. So go ahead, Charlene, and you start this up. Tell everyone how your trials has went, with the VA, and where you done your trials at, and what the future looks like.
So when we did our trials, what we found was that we were able to reduce what's called HAPIs, your hospital-acquired pressure injuries, and we reduced them by 50%. 50% reduction in pressure ulcers for a hospital is hundreds of thousands of dollars. And also we showed that there was no nursing injuries, and that saved, in regards to training another nurse and bringing another nurse in, that saved another hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I think the total was just in 3 weeks that we saved over $400,000 just by not having the pressure ulcers, not having the back injuries, and the nurses were happy. I actually have nurses that were telling me, I can go home and pick up my child and my back doesn't hurt. They say it's career changing. I can actually do my job without hurting. And the whole reason that I came to the VA and Johnathan specifically was because when I was in one of the competitions, a medical competition, and we actually took first place, but a VA doctor came up to me, a wound care doctor, and he said, Charlene, my nurses are soldiers, and they're being injured on the front line every single day, and we need to do something about this. Please bring this into our facility. And so that's what we done. That's what we did. It took a couple years to get it right, because the technology, like Brian was saying, in the pad itself is so new. The wick away actually stays dry. And so when you have a pressure ulcer, that's a stage 1, and you're staying dry after the patient has voided, and they're not sitting in that for 10 or 15 minutes before the nurse can get there. That's what's saving the pressure ulcers. That's what's reducing the pressure ulcers. And being able to do this in half the time it takes normally has just been a whirlwind of good news for nurses.
Yes, Brian, you told us earlier that the normal time it takes to do a changing is about anywhere from 18 to 22 minutes. With the Q2, what does that cut down to?
Yeah, we're looking at averages of 9 minutes. You're literally saving 13 minutes, 22 average down to 9 minutes. And even if you say it's, saving just 10 minutes, that's a massive savings when you think about each nurse that does turns might have 4, 5, 6 patients a day. And every 2 hours, every patient needs turning. You take 10 minutes from every turn, every patient, every day. Now the nurse has 1 to 3 hours of extra time to do their other duties, right? So most of the time they don't even get things finished, and it takes them 3 to 4 or 5 hours to get to a patient to turn them. Now they're meeting that 2-hour protocol and still having time to get their other duties done and not be injured. So it's a massive savings.
And we've already found the nearest competition and type device like this is like $150 each, and they don't have time to even set the device up. This is a life changer. It really is. Me being an amputee, I know how important wounds is and how to get to a wound very, very quickly. And this stops the wound from creating in the first place. And that's what's so awesome. Charlene, tell us about how the patients are feeling whenever this is deployed. They're giving you a lot of good feedback. What are you hearing?
What I hear from the cognitive patients is that it's giving them a sense of security. When they're turning and you have, 2 to 3 people in the room, first of all, it's embarrassing to have that many people in the room when you're doing a turning and a changing. So with our device, it covers the patient completely, and it's just so much faster, and they are feeling like they're not going to fall. A lot of patients feel like when you turn them that they're going to fall off the edge of the bed, and that's when they fight you and push back. And like the other nurse was saying, every time that patient pushes back and you have to do this move, all of that weight of the patient comes on your arms, your backs, your knee, and every single thing that happens with a nurse is called shear fracturing. It's little tiny tearing of the muscles. A lot of times nurses feel like, oh, I just had this one big injury and I had to go out on leave. But it's not true. It's the buildup of it, the tear, the small tear, every time you're pushing. And like Brian was saying, and Janet had said earlier, our other nurse here, was that nurses lift on average 1.8 tons per shift. 1.8 tons per shift. I mean, can you imagine that? I mean, that is just, if you pictured weights upon weights upon weights, it fills a small room. So.
It's amazing. And this is the first time, Charlene, where you were putting together a solution that helps the nurses and helps the pressure ulcers, correct? Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
That's right. This is the first time in history that nobody ever really put the two together. We talk about pressure ulcers and then we talk about nursing injuries, but we don't really talk about too much about nursing injuries. Nurses are just replaced. And so many nurses, including myself, when you're injured, you don't call in. You just keep working with that injury because it's just, we're so short staffed, and you just don't want to leave your patients hanging. So you work with an injury. But this is the first time that we brought together pressure ulcers and nursing injuries. And the reason that they go together like this is because if the nurse can't get to the patient, that's when a pressure ulcer develops. So we're going to put these two together. I didn't want to change the nurse's routine at all. It's just as she would put a standard chucks. It's just, except this time you turn, you attach to the bed rail, and you tear away the pad itself. And it's just like 1, 2, 3, done.
And one more thing I have you here, Charlene. If you're not in a hospital setting and you're in a home care, you've created a platform where you can utilize the device here in a home care type setting, correct?
I did, because so many patients, when they go home, they're fully functioning, and then they have a stroke, and now all of a sudden they're a patient, and now all of a sudden the caregiver is the wife or the daughter or the son, and you have to become instantly a nurse. And it's so hard and it's so scary because you don't know how to turn a patient. You don't know how to do this. So what we did was we invented something called the Arise Riser. And you can see where there is an opening here. This piece actually slides underneath the mattress so that it holds the patient in place in case there's no hospital bed. Medicare and Medi-Cal are no longer paying for, well, that doesn't include with the VA, but a lot of patients don't have a hospital bed. So what we did was we put this through here. And then it attaches itself. So now the patient is completely secure and all that weight is off of the nurse's or the caregiver's back.
It's just amazing. Everyone that's watching this knows Maness Veteran Medical is about the cutting edge. Charlene thought this up years ago, put it together, now has a powerful manufacturer manufacturing the product, has Maness Veteran Medical and a lot of distributors distributing the product. Your dream has come true, Charlene, and we're all here to fight for you. And I love people who work so hard for what they believe in. I am the one-leg bandit. I don't want people to know me as Jay Maness. Yeah, I'm Jay Maness. I'm the one-leg bandit, though, to everybody, because it sticks in your mind. And Charlene, your product is going to stick in everybody's mind that's watching this, and we're going to spread this out far and wide. So thank you very much.
So excited. Thank you.
So, Janet, I see you back there, and I want you to hop in here, Janet. Please tell us a little bit about, some of your experiences with the pad so far, and some of the just things that you've been able to see in the touch and that you want to share with everyone today.
Well, I have to say that one of the funnest things I do when I train the nurses how to use this, I've trained like a group of 5 to 10 nurses at a time. And as I'm talking about the pad, they're looking, they're interested, but it's when I roll them over, put the Velcro around, and the patient is so secure, and then I tear away that window, they will in unison, just this unified chorus go, oh, it just changes everything when they can see how that works. So some of the good things we've done with this, just the nurses that have been saying that they hurt less, that they are, they're faster, they can get more done. And especially hearing that the patients feel more secure. They don't feel, when you have to go in and turn a patient, you're supposed to do it with 2 people to help prevent injuries. And the more people you get in a room, the more exposed a patient feels. And they feel, if they have their little hiney sticking out, you don't want everybody to be seeing that. This is one where the patients say we feel more dignity. We feel less exposed. We did a little training for some staff, and they actually called it the Holy Grail of incontinence pads. So we have a lot of really great comments. There has not been one person who has experienced turning and lifting patients who is not like the pad. It's just been 100% really good comments. When I saw it, I immediately told Charlene I needed to be part of this. It was so great. It's the best thing that's ever you know, it's the best thing to help nurses keep their career going in nursing. I burned out. I was just done. And I think this is going to help nurses not burn out as fast.
Completely agree. I mean, we talked about earlier the amount of sheer time that is saved on each shift with the changing. That right there is one part of it. But like Brian was saying, it gives these nurses the time to get to the other things that they need to do. And, you know, people are sitting in the hospitals a lot of time and they get skipped over because they just don't have enough people there anymore. The VA's loving this product because we are helping fill that void of not having enough people there. So anyone that's watching this, please reach out to the One Leg Bandit at ManessVeteranMedical.com. Request a sample. I will pay for samples, how many ever you need. I will get them to you. We're a full devoted team here. Standard Fiber, Arise, and Maness. We will make sure that you have your samples sent out to you immediately, and we are ready. We have them ready to ship right now. But anything that you need, we are here for you. And I got a few more topics I wanted to hit, and I know Charlene's right there with you. Can we talk a little bit about about how the trials went? Talk about the trials and, you know, what you saw that really come out of that, what you can speak of about that, okay?
Well, what was so surprising with the different trials that we did, we started out with 60 patients in one of the largest nonprofit hospitals in the United States. We started out with 60 patients and what's called 2 towers or 2 floors. Well, this product spread like wildfire. We had nurses coming from all different divisions, from oncology, from telemetry, from orthopedics, from neuro, and acute care, ICU. And they were like, you've got to trial this on our floor. So we went from 2 floors to 7. And so it was like we were turning and changing patients, and it felt so good to be able to help, you know, that I can help people with this product just by using it 24 hours. It's going to save that nurse's back, and it's going to prevent the pressure ulcers. And so what we actually did in a 3-week trial, we reduced the hospital-acquired pressure ulcers by 50%. That savings of a hospital is huge. And Brian can talk to you a little bit more about what this saves the hospitals. It saves the nurses, it saves the patients, but it saves the hospital hundreds of thousands of dollars and actually millions of dollars per year by using this product.
Brian, if you would please go ahead and elaborate there. Let everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. So the most recent trial that you saw the testimonials on, you know, we had 0 pressure ulcers versus several that occurred in patients not using our Q2 pad, and 0 nurse injuries. So it was massive. A previous study about a year or 2 years ago with a nursing home, again, 3-week study, many pads. The findings were significant because we did a blind study of patients with the Q2 pad and patients with just a normal incontinence pad where nurses had to do the traditional changing and turning. We had a 90% pressure ulcer improvement and reduction versus a 20% for patients who improved their pressure ulcer with just using normal incontinence and traditional turning methods. That's massive. And 100% meeting the 2-hour protocol versus the average time was 4 to 5 hours for turning on a normal system. And the last one was here recently with the recent trials. We did 260 nurses were trained, 111 of them responded after their shifts, and we had anywhere from 70 to 90% responses in it saved me time, the patients felt more secure, it assisted in turning, it made wound care easier. So we've gotten this clinical feedback. We already talked about the time savings, and so now you're seeing significant decreases in the pressure ulcers, which is the #1 cost in the hospitals for people coming in and getting more and more. And what we didn't talk about was 95% of pressure ulcers are preventable. And those that go from a stage 1 to 2 to 3 and 4 should never happen. And the hospital or the organization eats that cost. We can alleviate that cost. And there is significant savings. You're talking an average 250 bed hospital or site $10 to $15 million per year on average savings.
It's just truly amazing, Brian. It really is. Now, what I want to do here for the last 5 minutes or so, I want to bring everybody in. If there's a little bit of feedback problem, Janet, I'm going to leave you out, but we'll try it, okay? I'm going to bring everybody in. We'll have a little conversation here about last thoughts. And again, I just need to let everyone know, Maness Veteran Medical is here for you. If you need samples, if you need quotes, it's all in the chat. Just reach out to us, and this whole team is here for you. So I'm going to go ahead and add everyone in. All right, so we'll start with you, Tim. Any last thoughts here?
Nope, I don't have any last thoughts. I think what was shared was really powerful, and we're glad to be supporting this product. Make sure it gets delivered and helps nurses and patients come through.
Thank you very much for all your support, Tim, and we appreciate you. Janet, anything from you?
Okay. The one thing that really made a lot of sense to me is an example that someone, Charlene, shared with me. Most of us are old enough to remember how long we went about carrying suitcases before somebody said, hey, if I put wheels on this thing and a handle, it's going to be a whole lot easier. And that's how we feel about the chucks. And as a nurse, I can say the same thing. We put wheels and a handle on it, and it's made our life easier.
Amen on that. And thank you so much for what you do. And Brian, any last words?
Yeah, just one quote, and this is on our brochure. I think the Q2 device is the most significant product ever created to prevent and reduce pressure ulcers and nurse injuries, period.
And I definitely stand behind it. I'm telling you everything I've heard and everything I've seen. That's why I'm so glad to be standing right there with you at Arise. And Charlene, thank you for believing in Maness Veteran Medical. And what is your last words, Charlene?
You have to see it to believe it. And call, we'll send out a sample. We'll get it to you as fast as we can. We're fully stocked and ready to go. And we're here to help you because, every nurse wants to do their job and they want to do it well. And we're just helping them be able to do that and make patients more comfortable while we're reducing the cost to the hospital. So, thank you. And did I say before about the soldiers? Yeah. So
you let us know about that. And Charlene, just thank you so much for having the forethought for this. I know what this is going to do for the nursing industry over the next 5 to 10 years. It's just going to be absolutely just a world changer. And I'm, again, so thankful that you believe in Maness. We're proud to be your SDVOSB. And hold on, let me check the chat here, make sure we're not missing anything. Okay. All right. So we also just wanted to mention that it is a turning and changing device, not just a chuck, correct?
yeah, that's right. It is an actual system. It's not just a chucks, it's a device. So you can't compare it to a standard chucks because this is a turning and changing device because it helps you actually lift and turn the patient. Like I said, you just turn, attach, and tear, and you're ready to go.
Well, Charlene, I appreciate you and everybody that has been on this call. We appreciate you. We're going to distribute this out far and wide, let everyone know about the Q2 solution. Thank you so much, Charlene, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you, you too, Johnathan. Good to be with you.
So everyone, that was Arise, and just another beautiful product that is bringing Maness Veteran Medical's mission to help the veterans and the nurses and the VAs have better products and better care. We are here for you all the time. Anytime you need us, you can email me, call me at 1-833-367-6778. We'll take care of you, any calls. And anybody that's watching this, you may not be having to change someone right now, but you might know someone that is going through this, or you might know some nurses or someone. Help me spread the word. I believe in the power of positivity. I believe in working hard to get what you need and get things accomplished. So thank you for everyone that's watching today. Please help and share. I will get this out. And if anybody needs a partner to get your product to the VA, Maness Veteran Medical is an outstanding choice. Please reach out to me on that. But I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. I am just a little note on myself. I am taking my son to drop him off at the Air Force Academy on Monday. I'm so excited, a proud parent. I'm just so thankful for that. So I won't be here doing lives on Monday or Tuesday, but I'll be back next week. And just thank you for your time. I hope you all have a wonderful day.